Hello, Revere, and welcome to our Morris Show. We're going to be talking about the candidates that are running for councillor at large, the school committee this year. And before me, on my left, I have a great guest. He's from Ward 2, Councillor Ira Novoselsky. Thank you for coming, Ira.
My pleasure, Morris.
And before we start, I want to say thank you for that National Nights Out that you had. Tell us a little about that, because I could not be there.
Well, it's something I've been doing down in my ward for the last 15 years. And I just thought it was something that had to be done. The city back in the early 80s had started the program, and then it faded out, and I just wanted to keep it going. So it's still going now, and it's a great time.
And what is the purpose of it, if I may ask you?
Well, National Night Out is an event it is national, and it's supposed to bring the awareness of crime, to stomp out crime. In the city and in other cities. It's all over the country. Most of them do it in August, the first week in August, and a couple of them do it in the first week in October, because whatever they're, I think down in Texas, because it's so hot, they have to do it later in the year. But it brings police, fire, the district attorney's office, the sheriff's office, and many, many other agencies together. I happen to get the state police down there with their dive team. I've had their drug team down there, their dog team, and this year we had the Revere dog officer, Sergeant Patty Carey, with her dog, put on a little show, a little demonstration, I should call it.
With the canines? With
the canines, yeah. And they had it up in West Revere also, the other dog officer worked up there.
I'm a dog lover and a cat lover.
But you know, we have slush for them, we have hot dogs for them, we have a DJ, we have Stevie Ray, the infamous DJ, working hours for the last 14 years.
Wow. And
he's always helped, and he does a good job, and we enjoy it. We have the moon bouncers for the kids, so they have some entertainment, and we get prizes. Target donates a lot of prizes for the kids for us, because they're one of the sponsors of National Night Out. And they have to work for it. They have to win dancing and finding a scavenger hunt and stuff like that. So it's a good night for all.
Now, you mentioned Stevie Ray, who's a great DJ. But besides Stevie Ray, as long as you mention him, who are some of the others that help you out there? Like people that were, for example, serving hot dogs or...
Well, we got the Jacobys, so, you know, he'll usually help cook and put the hot dogs together. Marie and Nick help, and we have the gang from Revere First comes down and gives us a hand. We have face painting from the recreation department. The kids come down. They help watch the kids in the bubble bounce, make sure nobody gets hurt. And who else? Revere Cares comes down. The neighborhood developers comes down to show their support for everything, and it's just a great night.
Right. By the way, you've been our councillor in Ward 2 for many, many years.
16.
16 years, and the people think highly of you. You're also a veteran.
I am.
Well, you're a double veteran, because you are a community veteran as well as a military veteran, so thank you for your service, too.
Yeah,
and this is coming from an young World War II veteran on there. You also do many things with the city for the veterans, you and Mr. Al Terminello, Jr.
Yeah, and Al and I started the Revere Veterans Committee, and it all started about 13 years ago when the city didn't have a Veterans Day program. They had Memorial Day, but they stopped doing a Veterans Day. So Al and I said, let's do one. So he and I got together, and we run an event down at the Beachmont VFW. And it's usually a Chinese buffet night, and charge $15. They have buffet, they have dancing, and prizes, all kinds of good prizes are given out in a raffle. And it's we honor a different veteran every year. And we work with Mark Silvestri, our new Veterans Director, and of course the mayor. And we honor the people that have helped the veterans over the past year or so.
That's very good, Ira. But I'm going to put you on the spot now, okay? Like you say, you've been on the council for 16 years. I'm sure you have future goals that you haven't reached yet. And would you tell us about some of those nice goals that you would like to see yourself or the city do?
Well,
I have one that I would like, but
We have an older city, and many of the streets are difficult to maneuver, to walk. And I can tell you that right now, as far as walking is concerned, we just passed motions and legislation to allow MassDOT to come in and do new sidewalks for the kids walking to school down to the Garfield. And this is the first, it's called Safe Routes, and it's the first one in the city that's being done. I know there's some little spots being done for corners and handicap access up in the other parts of the city, but we're going to get new sidewalks for our kids walking to school. And we have, every year they have a couple walk to school Wednesdays where all the kids meet in one place and just swarm to school.
oh, okay.
And you know, they come from Costa Park area, they come from the top of the hill down Centennial Ave, and we've had up to 150 to 200 kids walking to school on one particular day.
Wow.
And the teachers walk from the school and help us walk and cross the streets, and it's an exciting program. And I have to thank Julie Demaro on that, who works for the city on Safe Routes, and she does a great job on that, and she's very enthusiastic about it. She and I started this program 5 years ago when we first met on this, and it's just coming to fruition. So it just shows you how long it takes to put things together when it comes to governments, whether it's MassDOT with the state or even with the city itself. So great program, we love it. Another thing is we've gotten, everybody knows that Shaw's site is being developed into housing and a hotel.
How high is that going up?
6 stories.
6 stories.
And the first story is parking, and then the 5 stories of
And
house.
how many units are going to be there?
190, I believe, 191.
But there's only going to be one person per unit? Or?
No, it could be. They're going to be some single, 1-bedroom, some 2-bedroom.
Is it going to, but can families move in there and be steady there?
Well,
I'm just curious.
you know, well, what we're looking at is the millennials to take over, and usually, you know, they don't have kids yet, but they probably start to have the kids, and they don't want to bring kids up in an apartment.
No.
So they use this as their startup program, and it's not a condo. They're rental units. They're high end, and once we find out that once a family starts having kids, they look to move out. So we're looking for the couples that work in Boston, take the Blue Line home, Blue Line into Boston.
Very convenient over there.
And it's right down the street. You know,
yep.
it's a quarter of a mile from, you know, the Beachmont T station. And so we've gotten a lot of money from that. You know, they have to provide X amount of dollars, a percentage, to put back into the neighborhoods.
Right.
So one of my goals is with the funds to redo Curtis Park, put in a new grass or artificial turf, put maybe a soccer field with the baseball field. We just put a new playground down there for the school, which I have to thank Al Baker for that. She does a great job. She works for the city. She works with Julie in the same office. And the playground's terrific. The kids love it. And now we want to fix over the field and get that going. We have issues with safety issues with the public stairs going from Florence Ave down to Campbell, and from Campbell down to North Shore Road. Those have to be repaired. So I have asked the mayor that we put the money into those stairs. There's just so much to be done in the neighborhoods. The roadways are another issue. That money comes from Chapter 90 monies. And right now they have a program where they hired a company to go around and survey every street about the thickness of the street, how thick it is, and to determine which streets are in the worst condition. And I say worst condition, starting that, not the better condition, because that will determine which streets will get done.
Priority?
Over the next few years. And, you know, I've been lucky. We just did we just did Arlington Ave over sidewalks and street. The people are ecstatic about it. We're going to be planting new trees. DCR provides free trees for us. And if anybody wants free trees for their yards, all they have to do is call DCR. I don't have the number handy, but I'll get it from Morris for the future.
They can email you too?
They can email me, and I can give them the phone number, and they'll give you free trees for inside your property, on your property, and the city will handle the ones on the street. So
That's very good.
so we'll get new signage hopefully, and next streets we're going to get done is Florence Ave. The street will get done. Dick Street's due to get done. Dana Street's due to get done. So, last couple of years we had Standish Road done. We had Elliott Road done. We had Curtis Road done. We had Clark Road done.
Oh, I'm glad you mentioned Standish Road. I got a question for you from one of the neighbors there. Maybe you could even help me. And I live on Standish Road. The garbage is he went on the computer. He said he lives a couple of houses from where I live, and he just moved in, and he's not sure how to put the garbage out. Is it the first? Is it on the let's see, 19 on the outside, not the even side, on the outside of Standish Road? Is it the first, second, and fourth Tuesday, or the first and third? Because the computer says first and second Tuesday. I don't think you want to put them out the first.
First of all, a little correction. It's not garbage. It's street sweeping day. Is on those days.
Oh, yeah, but the car's got to be off the street.
Right. They alternate. It is the first and second Tuesday of every month.
I live at number, let's say the odd side.
Okay. What day is your side?
Is it the second and fourth Tuesday?
No, it's first and second.
So in other words, it's the first and second, and nothing goes on the third and fourth on that side?
No, that's the Thursdays. On the other end of the ward is the third and fourth Thursday.
That's confusing.
Yeah, no, the signs
That's not
are
what
up.
the sign says on the thing.
Yeah, I'll check it out, but I'm sure it says first or second
he was
Tuesday.
asked. I told him I can't answer.
I'll check it out.
But if you go, it's right on.
Yeah, it's the first and second Tuesday.
First and
One
second.
side is the first. The
So
other
let's
side.
say if the first Tuesday was the first. Let's say the first of the month.
Yeah.
Then it would be the first and the 8th of the month.
That's correct.
Okay. So my car has to be off the street the 1st and the 8th. But the other two Tuesdays...
No, it actually only has to be off one side, the side they do. They don't do both sides. They alternate weeks. You have to move
They
your
only
car
sweep the streets once a month?
once a month.
There was a sign on the corner, unless I'm reading it wrong, that said 2 Tuesdays on there.
The first and second.
Second and third, no,
But they
second
only
and...
do half the street one week and half the street
okay.
the other.
I wish they would clarify it because it confused me too.
So,
I'll be honest with
we're getting our streets done. Ward 2 is and Shirley Ave section is the oldest section in the city.
Oh, it is?
Yeah.
I got to ask you a question because you mentioned something that's really good there. We were talking before we went on the air about traffic accidents in general.
Yes.
I was involved in one because a person went through a red light.
Right.
You mentioned there's been 4 or 5 more since it happened to me.
That's correct.
Is that at the same area or city as a whole?
Exactly the same spot.
Coming out of...
Exactly the same spot.
Then I'm going to say one thing to you, if possible. Is there a chance that they could put up some cameras there? Because the gentleman that hit me tried to hit and run.
Yeah.
Try to hit, and I want to use the word run. What happened was he damaged total of my car, but he couldn't get far with his car because his was pretty well damaged too.
Yeah.
So one of the women who was kind enough said, that's the man that hit, meaning me. And that's at the exact same spot, so that would be coming out of Furlong Drive, is it?
That's correct. That's correct. Well, that's not Furlong Drive.
What, in other words, coming out
That's
to
Tomasello Road.
Is that the...
That's the name of it,
Tomasello Road?
Yeah.
With Revere Beach Parkway.
And Revere Beach Parkway.
You know what would be good? Even, across the street when you look at, come out of Tomasello Road and you see that light that says red or green, to have a camera right there.
There's an arrow there. Actually, the best place to put the camera is probably on the Revere Beach Parkway rather than coming out of there.
You're right.
But, unfortunately, that's a state road, so we have to depend on the state to do that.
Okay.
Which is kind of difficult. They're not great on cameras on
They're not?
highways, no. But I have been in touch with Lieutenant Hanley down at the Revere Police, State Police Barracks about that. Because there was a time that all 3 lanes were going straight. And there was no signage except on the ground to take right turn only coming from Chelsea into Revere, going to the beach. But now I've had them put up new signs that say right turn only in that right lane. So I've talked to Lieutenant Hanley, and periodically he's put a trooper at that intersection and tagged the cars going straight and not taking that right-hand turn, because it's a moving violation. So if they see the trooper there, they're more aware, like you said, you know, but it's a difficult
It's a good,
situation.
talking about traffic, this is one of the questions. When two cars come to an intersection and there's a stop sign for you and a stop sign for me, the car on the right of the driver has the right of way?
That is correct.
Okay. And that is a question that I was asking. I'll be honest with you, I could not answer it.
Well, you just did, so you must know.
Well, I went to the Facebook to find
Yeah,
out, but
okay.
Facebook is not always right, by the way.
Yeah.
Okay,
Okay.
but that is correct.
Yeah.
Okay, so it's
Yeah.
always the car on the right.
Yeah, so the state police are aware of it, and Lieutenant Hanley was talking about trying to change the lighting cycle of that eastbound traffic
right.
coming from the police station. So both lights change to red at the same time, one at North Shore Road and then at Tomasello Road. You know, over the last 2 years, we've had the lights adjusted, so we get more traffic coming out of North Shore Road to go to
I was going to
Beachmont.
mention that to you next.
So, you
Ira.
know, at one point, we were lucky to get 3 cars through. Now I've counted up to 10 or 11 cars getting through on that green light.
Let me mention this to you, and this is me, because not only me, but the people that live on my street and Elliott Road and down on Garfield, when they try to come onto North Shore Road,
From
the areas I mentioned to you, Elliott, Garfield,
yeah.
Curtis, they come onto North Shore Road. When they go to make the turn to take a left, to go, let's say, to Beachmont, the light across the street, it turns, the cars coming down Revere Beach Parkway don't stop at the red light when the red light stops. They try to buckle in with the other crowd in there, and it creates a bottleneck,
That's
actually.
correct. That's correct. It's an enforcement issue.
Is
you
that
know.
going to be rectified eventually?
Well, it's like I said, it's an enforcement issue, and we have to get the state police to
And
do
that's the state?
it. The lights are under the control of
You know, there's a gas
DCR.
station right there
I
on the
know.
corner. All
I
they have to do is
understand.
park a car there for one day,
I
and they'll make a
understand.
fortune.
I understand.
Everybody would have to pay no taxes, Ira. That's how bad it is there.
I
Okay.
understand.
Okay. Can I ask you a couple of more questions?
Absolutely.
Thank you. This is going to pertain to seniors.
Love
Being
'em.
a-
I love my seniors.
I know you do, and you love your veterans. I know
and
that
I love
for a
my
fact.
veterans.
Okay, I'm a member of the Senior Center of the Council of Other Affairs. I'm also a senior, if you can't tell, but I am. We have a couple of big problems there. One of them is right out in the front. The bricks are loose. The railings are loose. Handicapped people that come out of there with the canes, and I happen to be one of them right here, as you can see. I have a cane. I also have a foot that's not working.
Right.
But I've been very lucky because I go with the left side with this, the handrail is solid. On the right-hand side, as you're going down from the senior center going out to the street, on the right-hand side, the railing is loose and people have tripped and fallen. Is there a goal that the city can do to expedite the repair of that? Number one.
Very difficult situation. Do we want to see it repaired? Absolutely. I haven't seen the extent of what you're talking about, other than just the front fascia of where the sign is, you know, the bronze sign.
If you go up, Ira,
But I'll have to look at it
Yep.
and see what we can do, and knowing what we have to do, then we have to evaluate it, see what it's going to cost, and what has to be done. You know, I mean, the
Right.
details.
but if someone comes down there, and let me finish the question on that. What it's going to cost is going to be nothing compared if someone really comes down there and really gets hurt, and then the city will have a lawsuit,
Okay.
which would be a lot higher than if they had just spent a few dollars to fix it.
It's not a matter of a few dollars, because they have to dig up that whole ramp. If I'm correct, they'd have to dig. It's not just an easy, simple repair. And when they spend X amount of dollars, they have to follow state regulations in order to hire a contractor to do it, because the city doesn't have the capability of putting their people on it to do it.
Oh, they don't?
No.
Okay.
So we have to go private contractor. So we have to do an RFP. We got to do specifications. They got to bid it out. And you know, like if they started to do something, if they wanted to do something now, and I'll just give you a quick example, sidetracking, the safe routes. We've been working on this for 5 years, and it's just getting done in this spring. So, and that's because the state had to follow all the proper procedures to get it done, and the city still has to follow those procedures also. You got to get plans. You got to look at it, evaluate it. You know, it's if
Okay.
there's some temporary fixes they can do with some hot top or some simple, we'll look at it. We have to look at it. Like I said, I haven't seen the details of what you're talking about other than just the fascia of the brick that has to be done.
Check the railing out.
I will.
Which I mentioned to you. And you talked about, topping it with, go to the back of the building. That what I mentioned to you, the railing and the bricks is the front. Go to the back and take a look at that parking lot. The drainage cover is almost loose. One of these days, we're going to lose the senior citizens. I'm telling you, he's going to walk out and we'll never see him again. He's going to go right down the drain.
Just again, it's the same situation. They got to look at it, see what's involved, see what has to be done, and does the whole parking lot have to be repaved? Absolutely.
We can solve all those problems. Just give us a nice new building.
Just give us some money to do it with.
Okay. Ira, I have to ask you. The kids will be going to school in about a couple of weeks, I believe. Back to the school.
Some kids start the 21st at the Hill School.
Right.
And most of the other kids go back a week later.
I noticed myself that a lot of the people, when you're in the crosswalk, you have the right of way automatically. Is that correct?
Yes.
Okay. A lot of the times I see cars not stopping to let either elderly or regular people or even kids go by. And what they do is they wait for the kid to, if they're going, let's say, on the right-hand side, and a kid is crossing, going to the left of them, they wait till he gets halfway across our center line and then they swish right by. Are they not supposed to wait till the kid has completely crossed the street?
They should, I guess, but again, it's an enforcement issue. If somebody catches them and decides that they caused
Can a
dangerous
citizen
thing,
report him?
No, they won't. They won't accept
go.
that. No,
Okay, well,
they won't accept that. It has to be a police officer that sees it.
it has to be a police officer?
If a crossing guard saw it and they got the license plate number, they could report them to the police. But
right.
the police have to make all the official.
Or they have to make the arrest or
Yes.
give the citations and anything?
Right.
Oh, okay. That's good to know. That's good to know. Now, what do you have planned for the veterans coming up? Any good?
Well, we got a lot of good things planned for veterans, especially in my neighborhood.
Right. But before you talk, you yourself are a senior too. I believe you're over 60.
Yes, I'm 70.
Are you really?
Yes.
God bless you.
See, I hold my age well, huh? Mark?
You know, we could save you a lot of. We could put. You have to come down to our senior center sometime just to have lunch with us, Ira.
I know.
Because you come down for every nice occasion, everything we need, the veterans to do it. But you never came down to listen to my music. So what I'm going to do to you.
There's a reason for that, Mark.
I know that. But
I don't like your music. No.
I know that. So what I'm going to do for you is you're going to come down someday just for breakfast or lunch. And you're going to come over to me and say, Morris, here's a list of what I'd like to hear.
Okay.
And I will make sure I play every single song for you.
I don't like any World War I music.
I wasn't talking about World War was. I was talking about the 1800 music.
Oh, is that right? Okay.
Civil War.
Yeah.
No, you could give me a list. And by
Well,
the way,
thank you. I'll do that.
okay,
I'll
and
do
come
that.
down and join us for even for coffee. Yeah, we'd love to
Well,
have you.
I get the menu, so it depends what I can eat.
Oh, you're on a diet?
Well, yeah, I'm always on a diet. I have to watch my weight.
Once in a while, let me tell you what we have there. We have filet mignon.
Yeah.
We have lobster.
Oh, yeah.
Yep.
Okay.
You just got to look at the
Fine.
menu.
I know. I
Okay.
know.
And we
Someday
have
I'll
some-
get down there.
And by the way, we have great entertainers.
I know. My Veterans Committee pays for twice a year.
Do they?
Yeah, on Memorial Day.
Oh, that's right. And
Event,
we'd like
and
to
on
get-
Veterans Day,
Right, so you sponsor a couple of the.
we sponsor.
Right, we would like to see
months.
every councillor sponsor
Well,
something.
you have to approach those other
I will.
councils.
You know, I could ask.
You know, we
them.
got 11 councilors. You
That's
get
right.
one to sponsor each month.
And then, yeah, that's right. And since you do two, that will fill up the year.
There you go. There you go.
Good idea. That's why you're a mahogany road. We got about 3 minutes and 20 seconds left. Why don't you take a few minutes to yourself and tell us everything you would like, your education, your family, what you'd like to see.
Well,
I'm turning it over to you.
Thank you. I just said I'm 70 years old.
God bless
I've
you.
been a city council for 16 years, the last 16 years in a row. I had 2 years back in the 1978-79 year, and I took off 22 years, came back. I worked for the Commonwealth of Mass for 33 years as a property manager for the unemployment office.
I wish I had known about that.
Yeah. And I was in the military for 27 years, 6 years in the Army Reserve and 21 years in the National Guard. Never got deployed, but
You're still a veteran.
I still wear my uniform periodically when it still fits. And what else? I'm very active in the American Legion, the Jewish War Veterans. I'm past National Commander of the Jewish War Veterans, which was a wonderful, wonderful year for me. Member of the AMVETS in Melrose. Very active with a lot of the organizations, the Revere Community Committee down in the Shirley Ave area, and neighborhood developers, and I've worked with people to help build buildings. Now the biggest thing that I have going about veterans is, if everybody knows where the synagogue is at the corner of Nahant Ave and Shirley Ave.
I heard that was coming down.
We're going to be ripping it down in October.
So what are they going to put there?
We're putting up a 5-story building, and the first floor is going to be commercial retail with a little cafe with outdoor seating, and the other one will be a rental. And then we're having 30 units of 1-bedroom veterans preference housing. So veterans will have the first choice to get in there. If we run out of veterans, which kind of doubt we will, then it goes to market rate. But there's parking in the back, and we're just looking for a beautiful building to be built there. And they'll probably start, like I said, ripping it down in October, start cleaning out the foundation, probably start putting it together in February or so.
That would be terrific.
It'll take about 13, 14 months to build it. So that's.
Have you already got applications for it?
No, they haven't even started yet. But it was sold to a private nonprofit out of Lynn, and the veterans will work on vouchers.
Okay, Aaron. Let me say thank you for coming.
Thank you, Morris. I appreciate it very much.
I wish you the best luck.
Thank you for your help, and it's a pleasure being here. And you know I love coming on with you.
Thank you, and I'd like to say thanks to the people of Revere for listening in, and God bless the people of Revere. God bless our troops, but most of all, God bless our great country, the United States of America.